welcome to Small Batchers. Today we're here in front of the historic Masquerade Music Park for the 4th annual Atlanta Winter Beer Festival. It's expanded a lot over the last few years, so they decided to make it into a 2-day festival. Today's going to be all the brews from the east of the Mississippi, tomorrow from the west. So let's go inside and get ourselves a beer. Here with Matthew from Eventide. Can you tell us a little bit about your brewery?
Yeah, so we're a local brewery out of Grant Park. We have 3 styles in the market, a Kolsch, a Pale Ale, and a dry Irish Stout poured on a nitro pour. And you can find us at about 45 to 60 bars in the city, depending on the week.
All right, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys got started, who all's involved?
Yeah, so we got started really out of a homebrewing project. So we started homebrewing about 2.5 years ago every weekend, and then we kind of all came together. We've got a professional engineer, we've got a woodworker, we've got a professional BJCP judge, so it all kind of came together. So we built our own brewery, make our own beers, and make everything all the way down to the tap panel. So for us, it's really about craft, and it's craft all the way from the beer all the way until it comes out of the tap.
How'd you guys meet each other?
Half of them went to college together, and then I dated one of their friends.
Oh, okay, all right. That, love in the mix with beer.
Yeah. Love in a bottle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. Where specifically can we maybe find some of your beers?
Yeah, so you can find us on permanent tap at the Porter. It's one of the top beer bars in the city. And then you'll find us at about 10 different Taco Macs. And then you'll find us everywhere from like a Kaleidoscope, Astoria, 6 Feet Under, just depending on who's going to carry us. But there'll be a lot of, if it's craft beer focused, more likely they're going to find us there.
All right, and you said you got the stout here today. Can you describe that one a little bit?
Yeah, so the dry Irish Stout's one of our favorites. It's a dry Irish Stout on a nitro pour, so it's going to have a real creamy smooth, but it's going to be a little bit more coffee, a little bit more toffee, a little bit more roasted notes than you might find in a traditional Guinness. And it's the first and it's the only local dry Irish Stout on a nitro pour.
Nice. All right, well, let's go ahead and have a taste. Cheers.
Yeah,
all right, I'm here with Alexander from B.arrel Infused. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your company?
Absolutely. Well, it's Dominican tobacco, or the tobacco is imported from Dominican Republic. I make the alcohol myself in small batches, dehydrate the alcohol down to a gummy paste, and then I infuse the cigars in the barrels.
All right, is this your first time here at the Atlanta Winter Beer Fest?
First time at the Atlanta Winter Beer, but I've also done the Atlanta Summer Beer Festival, and there's another festival in the fall at the Brave Stadium. So.
All right, awesome. What would you recommend as far as pairing, and that goes for anything from wine to liquor, beer?
Absolutely. Well, if you were going to do a brandy, obviously you can do a brandy with an IPA or a coffee. You can always do any type of beer with a bourbon, and then also have good whiskeys. I mean, essentially, you can match it with the alcohol. I actually have a port wine cigar that I haven't introduced. I usually keep it for the fall, and I mix 2 types of brandies. I do an apple brandy, and then I do an orange brandy for season. So apple brandy would be in the fall, orange brandy would be in the spring.
Nice. And how did you get involved with this company? Are you owner?
I am owner. I am owner. I am CFO. I'm the lead sales guy. I do everything. But it happened by accident. I was making alcohol in small batches, and I was wholesaling barrels for another company. And we use inexpensive tobacco as a way to bring customers in and sell the barrels. But I was across from a guy who was hand roller, who's now my supplier. Come to find out, he owns his own fields in Dominican Republic. We created a relationship. He supplies all the cigars. I make the alcohol. We put it together.
Nice. So you're based out of Atlanta?
No, I'm actually out of Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But love Atlanta, great town, love coming in. The festivals are awesome. So as many times as I can come down, I'll be here.
Okay, and if you just had to pick one, like what would be your favorite pairing as far as alcohol and one of the cigars would go?
It's a hard choice.
Yeah. You could pick a couple if you like.
Yeah, I would do brandy would always be my choice cigar because I love brandy. Mm-hmm. But you can actually do rum and wine. You can do a plum wine and rum, which is actually really good.
Okay.
You can do any of your red wines with the whiskey, which is good. Mm-hmm. But it just depends on your taste and your taste buds. You can mix any cigar with any type of wine or beer. Really just depends on what you like.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chilling with us right now. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Cheers. Have a good one.
You're watching Small Batchers.
So, what's your favorite beer you've had today?
My favorite beer from today would have to be the.
You can't go.
What was that one? The stout, the right behind it.
Theophan the Recluse
Yes, from Three Taverns.
From Three Taverns. All right. Is this your first time here?
Yes,
It is.
Yeah. What do you think so far?
Definitely impressed. This is fun. A lot of good breweries here. Got the food trucks going. It's a good time, and definitely getting to meet some of the actual owners of the breweries, like Eventide. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wayne, why don't you tell us a little bit about Monkey Wrench? What's going on?
Monkey Wrench Brewing is an endeavor of 15 plus years of home brewing, and now we're bringing it to the public. So we're going to come out with 2 beers real soon. We're having a third-party company called Lazy Magnolia brew for us,
Okay.
and we're looking for our own space.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think I saw them over there today, right?
Yes, they're a great brewery, and they're great friends, and they have a little extra space and a little capacity. So before we get our own space, they're going to have us brew an IPA and a Belgian beer.
Okay, awesome. Where are you guys going to be located at when you're finally done?
Good question. We're looking at different spaces. We won't have a lot of green space, kind of like Terrapin and some of the other bigger breweries.
Yeah.
So we're looking outside the perimeter in Gwinnett area, but we're also looking inside the perimeter.
Awesome. So when will we be expecting to see some of your beers out and about in Atlanta?
Good question. If the state paperwork goes through, we'll be out there at the Swanee Beer Fest in March.
All right. So be looking out for Monkey Wrench.
Cool.
Make my way back home and learn to fly. I make my way back home and I learn to fly.
Okay, Maddie and John. Let's go.
The Atlanta Winter Beer Festival.
2014.
2014.
All right. The end of day 1 of the Atlanta Winter Beer Festival. I've got my barrel-aged cigar, my beer. It's starting to get a little bit cold, so I think we're going to meet back for part 2 tomorrow with all the beers from the west of the Mississippi. Meet you back here. Cheers.